Ladies and gentlemen, in the last session, I think we had started talking about theories of agroecology, and I think in this session we should actually talk more about those theories so that we can understand them much more in detail. Once again, I am Clovis Kabaseke, a very passionate agroecologist of Mountains of the Moon University. I don't only teach agroecology, but I'm a very active practitioner of agroecology. I have a demonstration farm. I actually don't call it a demonstration farm. I call it a demonstration center, which I call F Agroecology Demonstration Center, where most of what I teach are actually put into practice. But today we haven't reached the practical part of it. We are still about the theories that can actually guide our understanding of agroecology. Because our course unit is Foundations of Agroecology, we are still in the foundations. We need to understand some of these things. And we said that theories can actually organize knowledge for better conceptualization by the listener. And this is why it is important that we get to understand this, because the theories will actually be also the benchmark for the research that you are expected to do in the future, and which can guide the practices that will be very important for you in your journey with agroecology. Now, this systems theory by which Church and Constatine is one of the very important theories in agroecology. This theory actually advocates and encourages what we call systems thinking. Systems thinking is something that you shouldn't take just by its face value. I would like you to reflect on the various systems that you know. Let us talk about, say, the digestive system. We must have studied this in school. Let us talk about the circulatory system. Let us talk about the nervous system. Those are systems which comprise a lot of components. If you are talking about the digestive system begins right in the mouth with the tongue and goes through several organs until the nutrients are absorbed and the waste is expunged. It is a system. So this systems thinking encourages looking at the whole system rather than just individual parts, because understanding how various components work together is extremely important. You need to know in the digestive system, how does the tongue and the saliva work so that the intestine can also do its part properly. Let us not even go to such a system alone, but the body of a human being in totality is a system on its own. You can imagine when you are trying to look at the body systems like they are, you will actually get an injury in the eye, and then the whole body fails to function properly. You sit down because you can't see, you can't do certain things because of the pain you are getting. So the systems thinking encourages looking at the whole system rather than just individual parts. This thing has very many people always tend to look at different parts. I'm sorry I cannot talk about people who have specialized. For instance, a dentist will specialize on how the teeth actually work. and he will actually get all the knowledge about that, which is something very good. A cardiologist actually thinks about how the heart works. But there is where you actually need to think about how all the parts of the body can work together in a system. In agroecology, we actually want to think in systems, not looking at individual components. For instance, if we are talking about growing food, we don't want to look at how you actually place a maize seed into the ground and then you get a maize cob alone. But there are many other factors that will actually affect that maize plant that you are actually trying to grow. For instance, the maize plant will actually need moisture in the soil. If moisture is not there, then the maize plant will not come up. It will need nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. It will need even micronutrients. If this maize is attacked by pests, you may not actually get it. You have also to look at the pests. If it is attacked by the diseases like maize streak and pests like borers, you will actually lose that crop. If it is perhaps thrown down by wind or hailstorm, still you will lose the crop. Or if you actually harvested when there was plenty of maize on the market, you will actually miss out on getting good money. So in agroecology, you have to look at all those components of the value chain of the system in a systems way, so that the management is going to make sure that all those fit into one another to come up with a more profitable and sustainable product. Interconnectedness. All parts of a system are connected. A change in one part can affect others, leading to different outcomes. You just touch one thing, all the other parts are affected. You actually remove the plug from a car engine, the engine actually stops moving. Even the tires, the wheels will not move, the steering will not move, and the vehicle will not move, just because you have only touched just a plug. Even in other systems, in agriculture, you touch one system, one component, it affects all the other components. For instance, if you killed all the earthworms that actually burrow into the soil, giving it air, when they decay, they produce nutrients for the soil. By killing those, you may actually render the soil infertile. By cutting down trees, you will actually destroy very many other pollinators that will actually help in the pollination of the crops. There will be no shade, there will be evapotranspiration, which can lead to desertification. So by touching one component, all the rest can be affected. This is why interconnectedness is very, very important in the systems theory. Complexity. Systems can be complex and dynamic, meaning they can change over time and are often unpredictable. Adaptability. Systems can adapt to new conditions. This adaptability is essential for survival and growth. Actually, if you can't adapt, if any organism cannot adapt to the living conditions that actually prevail, that one will be phased out. So adaptability is very, very important in the systems theory. This theory can be applied in various fields. I'm talking about the systems theory. It can also be in education, it can be in healthcare, it can be in organizational management. It can be there to improve understanding and effectiveness. So which church and Constatine's systems theory helps us see the bigger picture on how systems operate and evolve. Ladies and gentlemen, you will find that the systems theory is not only for agroecology, but it is for very many other aspects. But in regard to agroecology, this systems theory brings a lot of knowledge. It is the one which brings the sustainability that is talked about in agroecology. It is the one which brings the resilience that is talked about in agroecology. It is even the one which brings the synergies that are talked about in agroecology. I'd like to go for a short break. We shall link up again so that we can discuss some other theories. Thank you very much.